Mimi G of MimiGstyle.com, and I am beyond excited to be here today because I'm with Gwen Stefani. Like, seriously, I sent a letter to Santa. I was like, for Christmas, I want to meet Gwen, and he came through for me big time. So I'm so excited to meet you.
I'm so excited to meet you.
You're like even more beautiful in person.
What?
Dude, seriously. I mean, breathtaking. We are here today because we are going to be asking you a bunch of questions about what your favorite holiday traditions are, what Christmas is like for Gwen Stefani, and your, amazing music, your new album, your, collaboration with Hallmark, which is amazing.
I know, I was going to say, let's stop right there. And this is like an incredible moment. And
yes.
You guys, thank you so much for watching us right now, because we were talking about if we were going to be nervous or not, because it's exciting.
It is, very exciting.
A lot of human beings right there watching. So we're honored. And we're going to talk about some really fun stuff.
Yes. So I think we're going to give you guys a couple of minutes for everybody to join. I know it takes everybody a minute to say, oh my God, Gwen's on, we're live, let me log on. So we're going to do that. But, I am so thrilled because Christmas is my favorite holiday. That and Thanksgiving because I get to eat, right? I mean, who doesn't? But for me, it's always just so great to be around friends and family and to really enjoy that, and the part of gift giving and, sending cards and really letting people know that you really care and love about them. So you taking time out to spend with me, thank you so much. I'm so very grateful. I think do we have enough people to get started? Because I don't want you guys to miss anything. Because I have a lot of questions, okay? I know you guys have a lot of questions, but I have a lot of questions. And we don't want you to miss anything. So let's start with something really simple. What's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question actually. It's not simple. That is not a simple question. When I did this record, it was really fun and different from doing a regular record because I could be free in this sort of like snow globe world where I didn't have to really care. Like I just was doing it for fun. Like you either like me and like Christmas music and are going to listen or not. Like It doesn't really matter. There's no pressure. And so when I did pick the songs to do I did covers on this record as well. And so I just really was like nonchalant. I just opened my computer. I was like, oh, that. And I was like, I think I could sing. Really, it's all about, can I sing that song? Because, that's the thing. I'm not a choir singer. Like, I'm in no doubt my whole life. Like, I'm like I'm just trying to make it work. You know what I mean? So, what I got here. So I just think that, some of the songs that I picked on the record I did Jingle Bells, which, by the way, let's just talk about that for a second. Because that song, this is a crazy, like one of those, we talk about life moments where you're like, what's happening right now? Like, do I really hear my version of Jingle Bells on a Hallmark commercial at Christmas time? And yes, I do, because they use my song. And honestly, it is, because I think the one thing about music these days, which is, I'm so lucky because I got to do it old school and, where you like call into the radio station and they play your song on the radio. But now it's like, how do you get your music heard? And, so you're like begging people to collaborate with you, you know what I mean? Because you just want people to hear what you've done and your music. So to be able to work with an amazing brand like Hallmark, which is like this very nostalgic, I consider Hallmark a brand that's full of art.
Yes,
do you know what I mean? It's like all about, it's art and heart. You know what I mean? It really is. It's true. And so I was just so honored to be able to be part of that and have the music be heard in such a huge platform.
Yeah, well, I love the album. I listened to the entire thing.
Thank you.
And one of my favorite songs that you did was Santa Baby, because I love Jingle Bells, of course. But your voice on Santa Baby and just the way you sing, it has this sort of that sex appeal, and that's sort of how I feel at Christmas. So I really love that. I mean, the entire album is
What's
fantastic.
so weird too, because like on the record, two songs that I wasn't going to do was Jingle Bells and Santa Baby. Whew. It's weird. That's the other thing that happens. Like things just evolve, and like you don't know what's going to happen next, and then all these like kind of mistakes that like doing Jingle Bells, and now it's on the Hallmark commercial, and then Santa Baby, which I wasn't going to do that song because I felt like it's sometimes you don't want to do things you don't want to compete with other things out there. And then the guy that was Eric Valentine's the guy that did the music, the production part, and got the band together, because the band is like, it's a whole live music record. I have like all live musicians playing on this record.
That's fantastic.
String sessions. Like, I don't think people understand what it takes to make a record like that in an old-fashioned way, and how expensive it costs. And Interscope, I love you guys so much. John Janik, I mean, thank you so much for letting me do this record. It's one of my favorite projects I ever worked on. And So it's amazing. These are musicians that like their whole life they've been playing their instrument. You know what I mean? They come together and make this album was like really special.
I think that's one of the things when you redo such a popular song is really making it your own, and the arrangement is just beautiful. It really set it apart.
But it was a group effort because it's like Busby, he's the one that kind of was like, okay, we're going to do in this whole like old kind of style. You know what I mean? Because in his mind, we were like, what do I do? Like it has to be, you know, it has to feel like me, but what version? Like ska, reggae, pop, like punk, like I don't know what kind of Christmas record to make. And then we kind of summed it up by going old school, but it feels sort of like a No Doubt record because of the live musicians and the horns and the strings and things like that. So, but I feel like No Doubt, like before No Doubt, like before our first record, right? Which I think it's weird, really weird. It has that feeling. It's raw. It has a rawness to it.
So what's your favorite tradition? Like something you don't skip?
Well, the Stefanis go big with traditions. My whole life. I mean, we were talking about you made your jumpsuit here. You're a sewer.
I made it just for you.
That is crazy. I'm being again my favorite word right now, nonchalant about it, but it's big. That's a big deal, and I appreciate that. My mom was a sewer. My grandma was a sewer. My great grandma was a sewer. We went huge on holidays, and we would go to the fabric store, and we would like figure out like, okay, we're gonna look through the books and like figure out. It was always a fight with my mom because I always wanted everything gaudy and like sparkly and like, and she was she's like from the '60s, so she was like, okay, we're gonna do eyelet, not lace. I'm like, okay, but now I love all that stuff. Like we're gonna do velvet, not like sparkly, you know, sequins. Yeah. Like, oh. But I think the traditions are, you know, Christmas outfits. I mean, I had all boys, so, but even just last night I was shopping to try to figure out Christmas pajamas because you want like, when you, the thing is that I mean, these things are a big deal because of the photos and the memories, and that's again, let's go back to Hallmark for a second because the photos and the memories and that's what we're trying to create at Christmas time. And I think also through the record, the music is the backdrop of everything of holiday, you know what I mean? So, but I think that I don't ever skip on the holiday pajamas for the kids, and I mean, you name it, I try to do it really.
I think that's probably one of my favorite traditions. I sew all the time. I mean, that's how I built my entire following, is teaching other people how to sew. Because I think it's a skill set that you just have to have, and like, who doesn't want to like look at something and say, oh, I can make that, and you know, and make it.
No.
And so Christmas pajamas is always a thing.
You know that my great grandma, so she. Grandma Hamilton. She used to start on New Year's Day, and she would sew all year long. And every single grandchild, great grandchild would get a pair of like flannel pajamas that she would have sewn, and then also like she would do the quilting as well. It's like, what?
I know.
It's like, what do we do with our time now? Like, how do we not? You know, I can't wait with. In the future, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start quilting.
I think it's great.
Start like,
you know, it's
sewing
like not your grandma's sewing anymore. So my hashtag is sewing is sexy, because it is. It can be very sexy.
It's very, well, I mean, it's an self-expression, you know what I'm saying? It's creating, and it's doing it with your own hands. It's amazing.
I love it.
I love it.
So, real tree or fake tree?
Well, I kind of do both, but it's because I'm spoiled. But growing up, we had real trees and never fake. But but I like both.
Yeah, I like both too. That's fair. I have a Christmas plant because I have a new puppy, so I can't have anything on my Christmas tree because she eats it. So last year it was like half decorated from the middle up, and this year I just said I'm just do a plant.
You can tell that I'm actually a huge Christmas fan because my dog's name is Gingerbread. So she actually looks like a gingerbread cookie.
So I know there are a million, but what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Elf. That was easy. I mean, It's a Wonderful Life is like really one of my favorite classics, but Elf is just, no one will ever top that.
No,
I mean,
well, that's one of my favorite gifts, you know, is when he's jumping up and down. That's like, I send it to everybody. So, do you send, although I know the answer to this, but do you send handwritten holiday cards?
I do, yeah. I think there was a point where I feel like I got really lazy with sending cards, but then once you have children, you realize, you think about what you had growing up, and for us, like my grandma, I keep talking about them, I love you guys, I miss you guys, she used to always, it was always that perfect, like, ballerina Hallmark card, and then it would be, we got these Madame Alexander dolls. I don't know if you know those dolls, but you collect them. They're gorgeous. I think they probably sold them at Hallmark back in the day. I'm not sure, but and it would be the card, and you would keep it, and you would have it out in your room like all year, and the card was a gift in itself. You know what I mean? So, and my mom, same thing. And my mom always, my mom will send me a thank you card for after Christmas, after everything that we ever do, and she still handwrites it, and she has beautiful handwriting, and it would be thick, because she would always put like a prayer book in it, so you know, like this big, thick,
overly stuffed envelope.
And this is not like, this happens now, like this is in real time, like I have like piles of them, so it's really, I feel like it's just an important part of some, almost kind of, it gets lost, you know what I mean? Because we're able to have this instant thing, but the card is never going to be, I mean, it's always going to be something that's really nostalgic. You're never going to get that feeling. Also, I know another thing that happened recently too is Chelsea Handler, who's going to be in the Christmas special, and she's a friend of mine, and she's one of those people that you're kind of scared of because she's so like outspoken and crazy, and like especially someone like me. Like before I met her, I was like, who is she? Like she's crazy, you know. But then when I got to know her, she has such a huge big heart, and she's such a good friend. And anyways, I got home after meeting her, and I got this card in the mail, and it was from her. And I can't remember. It was like I think it was a photo picture that she sent me of us together or something, and a card, and it was handwritten. And I was just thinking, that's just, it had a really big impact because she sat down and wrote the card.
Yeah, I mean, I think with, technology, we really don't handwrite anything anymore. It's very rare. And so to be able to handwrite a letter, and I mean, Hallmark cards are insanely beautiful.
I think the artwork is
it's really, really gorgeous. So who's on that list? Can I send you my address so I can add it to that list?
Sure. I mean, honestly, it's just I kind of keep it. I have such a huge Christmas list, it's out of control. And talk about like sewing and making things. So what I started doing when I had lamb and Harashuku, and I started getting overwhelmed at Christmas because I know Christmas can be like a lot overwhelming too, and like stressful. And I started making things. So I started doing like a lamb scarf just for Christmas, and it would be really stressful because they'd be like, oh, it's coming from China and it's going to be here, and then it would never come, and I'd be like, oh, there's the 55 presents that I don't have done, like, and because it would be these huge lists, like everybody at The Voice or everybody that I work with around, around the world. And then I started doing last year I did a sweatshirt that it just said truth on the front, and it's just really simple black sweatshirt but it was in gold foil, and it was one of those things where I want to make it, and I always want to make something that I think everyone's going to wear that's like also not, guys can wear, girls can wear, and it's hard. It is hard. Yeah. And that sweatshirt everybody wears. Like it makes me so happy because they do wear it. You know what I mean? So I did one this year I'm probably going to ruin the surprise, but I'm so proud of this one. It says Anaheim Hillbillies on the front, which is just kind of like in Old English, and then it says, I'm so excited, and I hope I didn't steal this from someone. I don't think I did because I made it up, but it says. Truth is, it says, love is old school, truth is gangster. And I was like, yes.
See, that's dope.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. That's my Christmas present to everyone this year.
So
I got to get her on the list, by the way.
What was the best gift you've ever received?
That's a good question.
Like, first of all, buying something for Gwen Stefani, it's like, it's for anybody really, but your friends and your family, they have to be like, okay, what do I get Gwen? Like, what's the best gift?
I have so many special memories. Blake gave me this beautiful bracelet last Christmas, which has all my kids' names on it.
That's stunning.
It's ridiculous.
That's beautiful.
That's one of my favorite gifts I've ever gotten. But I also just remember when I was a kid, that awkward age where you're kind of like, wow, the baby doll's not really like giving me what I used to give me. Like she used to I used to really dive into this, and now it's just like I love her, but and so my dad had gotten me like all these records, and I remember being kind of disappointed when I opened them, like, ugh, okay, it's a record, you know what I mean? Because it's like that age where nothing's like doing it anymore for you, like around 9, And anyways, it was like Anita Baker, the Evita soundtrack, Annie soundtrack, and like just things that like were major influences on me. Like I listened to over and over again, and things like that would be one of my favorite gifts, because I would never be sitting here if it wasn't for all that music. You know?
You like musicals?
I do. Like,
what's your favorite musical?
Probably The Sound of Music. You know, I think that one had a huge impact on me.
Yeah.
But I love anything like old, and that's probably why I gravitate towards the Hallmark brand too, and like in a really genuine way, like as a fan.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was really exciting about working with them, which is, I just have to tell a story because it's so bizarre and crazy that this happened. So, you know, when you're doing like all my album packaging and things like that, like you have these ideas in your mind of what you want, and then you go to the legal team and they'll be like, no, they said no, you can't use that, you can't use that, no, you can do that, but you can't use that, and you're just like, no, you're ruining my idea, like, who cares, like, I'll pay them, like, whatever. And when I wanted to do this record, I wanted to have that nostalgic, like, feeling, and the artwork that I wanted was very specific. And so the girl that I worked with, she said that she was going to try to see if she could find the rights to use these images that I loved, and she went to Hallmark, and they were like, sure, in fact,
let's do it.
Guess what? And this is crazy because I'm such a huge fan. Like, I'm the girl that went thrift store shopping and like vintage anything vintage. And so they basically, Hallmark, what they do is they've archived every single work of art that they've ever done, every gift wrap, every card. So it's all archived in this, who knows, like vortex of a museum of like
somewhere
of Hallmark art, which is I'm a huge fan of. Like, I honestly look at that art. They should put it in a museum because it's so iconic. And so, anyways, they let me choose 4 different prints for my record, and it just made the whole thing. In fact, when we were putting the artwork together, and Jolie is my like right hand man girl that did everything for me as far as like all my art for Harajuku and stuff like that. She's like, Gwen, you got to narrow it down to 4. I was like, this is impossible because they're so cute. They're so cute. And anyways, she had mocked it up, and I was like, last minute, I was like, let's put all the backgrounds with the wrapping paper. She's like, well, let me find out if we can use it. Like, it's one of those kind of things. And then we got you, and now it just, I don't know, it made the artwork.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So,
it really
my
is.
artwork. Their artwork made my artwork. Thank you.
So, what is one of the things that you are looking forward to the most this Christmas? Like, what are you most excited about?
This is for sure my favorite Christmas I've ever had. Doing Christmas music is something I've wanted to do for a really long time. And like, I think as a songwriter, it's the ultimate dream to write a Christmas song that people would want to revisit every single year. It's like, it doesn't even matter if your whole career is like gone under, like you still have that Christmas song that just keeps coming back, and like, I don't know. And also you think about like all the songs, like a song like Jingle Bells, who wrote that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, someone had to write those songs. Like, they didn't come from nowhere, you know what I mean? So just the idea of being able to write in that Christmas format was something I dreamed of for a long time. So to be able to have that music now, I've been doing it since April, like talking about it, creating it. It has to be my favorite Christmas I've ever had.
Oh, you make it feel like Christmas is really beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it. It was really great. So, fruitcake or nah?
No thanks.
Right?
I hate it.
So gross. Okay.
One day, I'm sure that one day I will like it. That really happens, right? Like, things
it does, because I hated
Yeah.
a lot of things when I was younger, and now I like them. I think your palate changes. Fruitcake is gonna, I don't know. How about eggnog?
Like, I'd like to have
Spiked?
I don't know, like, no, not really.
No.
But I mean, I like a little sip of it.
Yeah.
But it's just like the name is gross. Like,
It is.
Like,
It's thick, right? It's like thick.
You
and
like
gooey.
it, huh, Danilo? I just think it's like, they should rename it something prettier.
Okay, so we're gonna change eggnog. Okay, so far, and we're banning fruitcake. All right, so I really want to know what are the things. Well, for me anyway. I mean,
Okay.
I love wrapping presents. So, do you enjoy wrapping presents? Do you like really take time to?
I like to do a minimum amount. Like, I think I'm good at it, and I do enjoy it. But I think that, I don't know, I get caught up in there's so many things to do that it's like, what I really like is when my nannies wrap the presents for me.
She said the nannies wrap the present, y'all.
It's the truth. Those girls, I mean, we get started so early, I'm telling you. And
Really?
because of these, like, this huge Christmas list that I'm so blessed to have so many incredible people, it's like a factory.
So that was my next question, if you procrastinate on gifts, but obviously no.
This year's been hard because I've had so much fun promoting the record and stuff that I have fallen behind, and I literally just got Halloween down. Like, this whole thing was like Halloween out here, and just came back from Dubai, and like all the Christmas stuff is up, and it's if you don't do it yourself, it's like they did a great job, but I have to fix a lot of stuff. So even yesterday I was online trying to find like my Christmas, because I'm doing Christmas at my house, and it is crazy when you have such really deep traditions in your family, and like my grandma used to do it, and I remember when my mom started doing it, I was like, this is weird, like, why is my grandma not doing it? And then all of a sudden now I'm doing it.
You're doing it.
Which I love. Like, my parents still do a lot of holidays at their house, which is fun too, because you just are like, hey, what's up? And you're like, dip. But I love doing it here, so I went online and got my Christmas tablecloth yesterday. Found a really cute one. Nice. So yeah, that kind of stuff. But cool. I feel behind for sure.
Yeah, I'm always a late shopper. I literally like wait till the last minute, and then I do everything online because going to the store is just so stressful.
You want to know what I always say I'm going to do, and I never do?
What?
Every time is I always say that I'm going to go like after Christmas for the sales and get all like crazy decorations that will go into my storage. I'm like, and then I'm going to like get like the crazy stuff, like
never do it
every time, because by the time you're just burnt out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is the year. Watch, I'm going to go crazy sale shopping for Christmas Christmas decorations. I love Christmas.
I love it. So can you name all of Santa's reindeers?
Probably, but I have to sing it. But like, my voice isn't warmed up right now.
It's okay. We won't make it to it. So, do you cook? Like, what's your favorite thing to bake? Do you bake? Like, what does Gwen do in the kitchen? You
know, last year was like Blake and I did a cooking marathon of Italian food, because we don't do well, sometimes we do turkey and Italian, but we started doing lasagna. Yeah, it's okay, because we do the turkey for Thanksgiving, and it's only a few weeks later than you're doing Christmas. So in my family, that was the new tradition.
Nice.
And my mom has a lasagna, and it's funny because my mom is an Irish girl, like, she's not Italian, but the recipe that we do is from her mom, which is from like that kind of 50s, 60s, like casserole, like Italian. I mean, it's incredible. So I made that for the first time with Blake last Christmas, and then we also made homemade gnocchis. I don't know if you ever made the dumplings, or we did that.
Yeah, I've never made them.
It's hard. It became, and it's so funny because like in Italian cooking, like there's a lot of wars that happen between family members, because my sister would be like, I don't know why you don't just put more flavor in, like, and then also next thing you know, like my dad's like, no, I don't think they're dry enough. We can just put them in the oven. I'm like, do you understand that I rolled every single one of those out, and you're going to put them in the oven to dry them out, and they're hard? Like, it was crazy. It was like
if I could be a fly on the wall.
It was
that day.
Major. And then we did manicotti, which is that's very easy. I'm going to do that again this year for the vegetarians.
So you like cooking?
I do. I mean, I feel like it's not my super gift, but
well, you have so many, Gwen. But so I think we can let that go.
But I feel like it's something that I will get better at, and I need to, like, in the future when I have more time, it just takes a lot of patience, and I get quite lazy.
I mean, I can understand.
You know what I mean?
You do a lot.
Some people some people are so good at it. They have the knack or the touch, you know what I mean? But I used to be a really bad photographer. Horrible. Awful. And now I think I'm good. But with my iPhone, I'm really good.
You're an iPhone photographer. You're pretty good. I follow you on Instagram and your Insta stories, so I think you do well.
I used to be terrible, but I think I've gotten better. So I think I can get better at cooking, and I'm looking forward to this Christmas. And one thing that I am going to do, I'm hoping I'll have time to do, is gingerbread for the first time, because I've actually done it, and it was a total disaster, like awful. Like, and I'm just wondering if anybody knows if they're. I just need to look at what my grandma did, because she used to do. She had like a bay window over her anyone that's seen the Sunday morning video, no doubt, that is filmed at my grandma's house, and my grandpa's actually in the video, so go back and check it out.
Oh, that's cute.
And in that bay window that's behind me, that used to be like a gingerbread village, and she would make them all from scratch, and there was a church in the middle, and they all lit up with lights, and it was a popcorn like floor, and then popcorn trees, and then we would come, and then on Christmas when you have that like really weird like coating on your tongue at the end of the day because you've eaten so much candy, we get to take our gingerbread houses home, and we eat. They're all different, and so I feel like I'm doing like I feel like I need to get that tradition going, and I tried doing the gingerbread couple years ago, and it was just like, it was horrifying. Like I think I used the wrong molasses. Is there different molasses? That's what I wanted to know.
There might be different molasses.
And how do you know what is the right molasses?
So one of the things my kids, I have 4.
You do?
I do.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
you're
my
so
oldest
lucky.
is 24.
Wow.
And then I have a 19-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 10-year-old boy.
Wow.
So my 13-year-old and my 10-year-old, every year it's like, Mom, we're buying this gingerbread house kit. And I'm like, okay. And every year we take it and we struggle to put it together because the icing doesn't hold. And then they spend all this time doing it, and then it falls apart. And then they just end up eating it. So last year we ended up crazy gluing it together.
Oh.
So now I'm thinking that we need to find like another tradition because the kids get disappointed with it.
I feel like Santa puts one in our house
Maybe I'll
every
try
year.
and bake it. I'm gonna try and
Santa
bake it.
sends this really beautiful gingerbread house to our house, and we wake up and it's there, put together, perfect, has our name on it. No, I think it is real. They are really hard to do, and I can remember this from my grandma because she was an expert at it. But it's really about getting the icing, that consistency right, and being able to like prop it. Yeah,
kids don't have patience.
It's actually not a kid's game.
Yeah,
gingerbread house making. Let's face it.
So you are a true California girl. So have you had a white Christmas?
Wait, are you guys having fun, or is this? I'm just wondering to the humans out there.
Of course,
can you
they're having fun.
See if they're saying if they're having fun or not?
I think we got some thumbs up.
Okay.
So have you had a white Christmas being in Cali and all?
No, really? No. I think there was for a few years we would go to Mammoth like in between after Christmas for a couple days, which was amazing. But not really. Nope.
Wow. I think that's something you have to experience. You have to have like a...
I've been to London during Christmas time, which is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they go huge there. Yeah. It's so beautiful, the lights and everything. But I don't know. Everyone always talks about that. Like, it's such a big deal. I mean, like Australia, you guys have your Christmas in the summertime. And I love when everyone's like waving to us, trying to make signals.
I know, right? You're like, yeah.
Are we done? Okay. Are we getting done? No, but I'm saying I don't think it really matters. I think Christmas is really about family and making memories, and weather really doesn't have a lot to do with that. I mean, yes, it's amazing to be.
It's overrated. Listen, I grew up in Chicago. It was cold and snowy.
Imagine trying to like pack the Christmas presents up and like the food and being in the snow. We don't have any of that here. But I will say that I do, when we were kids, we would always go up to Big Bear and Lake Arrowhead up there in the mountains. And it was like they have a place there called the Santa's Village. And they like in the 60s and 70s, it was so amazing. It's Christmas year round, and you're in the woods, and it's like rides and gingerbread, and it's pretty magical.
Yeah.
They just reopened it, and we went up there last year, and it's like just starting to open again, but it's so beautiful. So I would love to go back there, but I guess you can go year round. So
there you
it's
go.
Christmas all year round.
Or just go to the Grove when they do the fake snow, and there you go.
I did go to the Grove.
See,
it was incredible.
So I picked out a couple of really beautiful cards. I know that. Did you pick some cards out?
I did. These are actually the ones that I picked out.
Oh, these are the ones. Well, this is the one I picked out.
Oh, so we picked out the same.
We picked the same one?
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's upside down, but...
You know what's so awesome about the cards they're making now? I mean, this is literally like something my mom would send me because this is an actual ornament. So it's not just a card, it's a gift, and it's pretty beautiful. So
I think my son would like this. Is that why you picked this one? Because how cute is that? Right?
I feel like they would. I was like, is that chocolate? I was like, I think it's chocolate. I'm pretty sure, but it's not. It's not. It's not.
It's not. Well, Gwen, I have to tell you that I thought I knew a lot about you, but I learned a whole lot of stuff today.
Does this remind you of something?
Yes, your cover. I love that. You look beautiful in that. So, what's your favorite shade of red lipstick before I let you go? Because I'm obsessed with red.
Okay, I don't have a favorite shade. I have so many different variations, and I will tell you one thing that I've learned to do is to go ahead and try an orange red, which scary, I know. But I have done it and pulled it off before. But typically, I go for more of the blue reds. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's sort of a signature for you, and you look really beautiful.
Thank you.
I wore my red lip for you today too. So.
Yeah, I'm a Revlon girl, so I think Cherries in the Snow is like a beautiful classic, color that they have been doing since. I'm all about, me, I'm all about vintage anything classic and timeless and full of heart and I don't know, something that's genuine. That's what I like.
Well, I think you're all those things.
Even when it comes to lipstick.
I think you're genuine and classy, and I think that everyone watching us today really enjoyed getting to know you, because I know I really did. And I want to thank you for your time and sharing it with me. I am truly honored.
Aw, I'm so happy for you. I obviously just got a download of your whole story before I walked out here, and I'm like, that's so crazy and awesome, and
thank you.
I'm happy for you. My gosh.
Thank you.
And the fact that before we started, she gave me this gorgeous present that she made for me, and thank you so much. And I just one thing about my life that I'm so I can't even believe it happens is just through my music and my pain and my story and my joy, just the way that we all connect. And
absolutely.
It just makes me so happy, and I'm so grateful, and thank you guys so much for listening to my music. And it's crazy, we're all in this together.
Absolutely.
Okay?
If you haven't already listened to the album, please go do so, because it's amazing.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your song being featured in the Hallmark commercial, because that's amazing as well. And again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, for sitting here and letting me ask all these amazing questions of Gwen, and you've been really wonderful, so thank you.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm going to Ellen after this, so check it out. It's going to be so fun. And
can I get put on that list too?
I love you, Ellen.
I'm not going to Ellen, I'm going home. But she's going to Ellen. Thank you guys so much. I would want to wish you all a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, and we will see you guys again very soon, I'm sure. Peace.